in place that you believe will drive you to success?
Thank you very much. Actually, the strategy is not mine as British News alone, but the FLA and the Uganda Patriots. And certainly the strategy, the first point in our strategy is to bring all forces of change under the Uganda Patriots. Because we have a problem that different political parties have not reached the real theme of removing a dictator. They are looking at elections. They are looking at elections that we have failed for 5 times, actually 25 years, that wasted time. So we want to bring all these forces of change. We have the FDC and People's Government, led by Kano Kizabesije, that everybody knows well. We have the new wave of People Power. We have other formations that we need to bring together to accept the idea that we have put in place, that there is no dictator that you can put out of power by a ballot paper. So we have to bring all these people together, Ugandans together. We have to mobilize all Ugandans across the globe, all those in the diaspora and those on the ground. And we tell them one information. We are going to push RM7 out of power by force. But we need all of us to be together, because we will need a massive people's uprising that will spark the backup or operational counterparts from the external forces to come and help. If we don't have this, then we don't have any struggle that we can finish.
Mr. British Daniels, how many people are in the struggle through FLD?
The FLD Save Uganda Patriots, as a registered organization, has mobilized Ugandans. Right now, I can't tell you exact number of the people, but based on its ideology, political ideology, it has captured the minds of many Ugandans who seriously need change from this black apartheid regime to a free Uganda. So the number of Ugandans who have joined FLD, I cannot tell it now, because every day we receive new people. Whoever hears about FLD, the Save Uganda Patriots, joins it because of our ideology, that many believe that it will be the nodal point to push dictator RM7 and his NRM's extremist military ruling class out of power. So the number of the people adds on every day according to where the information goes and who received the information that there is FLD and Save Uganda Patriots that is coming to pull out RM7 from State House.
Mr. British Daniels, are you ready to take on Yoweri Museveni and to become the next president of Uganda?
Certainly, this was in the first place, before I declared to lead or to command the liberation struggle. It was my first priority that I would become president of my country. After counting 9 presidents, that out of those 9 presidents, from independence, Uganda never had peace. Not all of them were bad. We had Sir Edward Mutesa was good, but was hit by his counterpart. Then we had Idi Amin Dada, tortured people and killed people. The one now who tells people that is the liberation movement of NRM, it becomes a resistance onto power, but resisting onto power. Actually, RM7 came to fight those who overstayed in power. But now, himself has overstayed more than 3-folds of the one who overstayed Idi Amin Dada, who stayed 9 years. Himself is pushing 35 years now. During his time and all these dictatorial regimes of all these people, Uganda has suffered torture, killing, and all sorts of human rights abuse. So my first priority was, I declared that I'm going to lead the struggle to rescue Uganda. But I had the mind to become president of Uganda. But here came another thinking that President of what? Because the country has been captured by the black to black apartheid regime of URM7, dominated by the Bahima sub-tribe of Ankole, and the Tutsis run this descent. So this idea of becoming president first, I put it aside first and gathered all my effort, mental and physical, on first of all rescuing the country to our hands before we can talk about who become president. However, the FLD gave me mandate to lead the struggle, and I believe they will give me mandate to lead the transitional government as the president of Uganda, who replaces URM7 after when we push him out of power. Secondly, we have some forces of change in Uganda that had got this leader and this leader. We had given a chance that at least if we push URM7 out of power, we can, as FLD and Saving the Patriots, we cannot just come with the president Patriots to Kumasinga. We will sit down and say, okay, who leads us on transition and who are we going to put for the next election? However, if they delayed, I'm very ready to take up as president of Uganda to replace URM7 if we push him out of power, of which is very, very much imminent and looming.
Thank you, Mr. Bratish.
Thank you very much, Haman.